I, Amika Tandon, Chief Corporate Communication, ONGC, welcome you today to the post-annual General Meeting Press Conference. ONGC held its 31st AGM today morning at its corporate office, Deen Dayal Urja Bhavan, Vasant Kunj. It is a pleasure to host our media friends today for an interactive session at this venue. Before we proceed, it is my honor to welcome and introduce the esteemed members of ONGC Board of Directors and ONGC Videsh. Shri Arun Kumar Singh, Chairman and CEO of ONGC. Shri Rajarshi Gupta, Managing Director and CEO of ONGC Videsh. Shri Om Prakash Singh, Director Technology and Field Services. Shri Pankaj Kumar, Director Production. Srimati Sushma Rawat, Director Exploration. Shri Manish Patil, Director Human Resource. And Shri Vivek C. Kaddankar, Director Finance. The role of media in interpreting and sharing our story with the public is crucial, and we value this opportunity to engage with you directly. We look forward to a productive and insightful interaction with you all. In order to answer your much awaited queries related to ONGC's operations and financials, we have a presentation by Chief Corporate Planning, ONGC. After this presentation, we shall have a question and answer session. Your patience to hear out the presentation before the interactive session shall be highly appreciated. May I now request all our esteemed guests to put their phones to silent mode and keep it in silent mode throughout the session. May I now request Shri Ajay Kumar Singh, Chief of Corporate Planning, for the presentation on ONGC operations and financials. Mr. Ajay Kumar.
Thank you, Amita. Very good afternoon, very good evening to everybody. Respected Chairman and CEO of ONGC and ONGC Group of Companies, MD OVL, Director Technology and Field Services, Director Production, Director Human Resource, Director Exploration and Director Finance, and Director OVL Board. Distinguished press and media representative, I welcome you here for a small presentation. Corporate presentation by me, I am Ajay Kumar Singh, Chief Corporate Planning. ONGC is a government-owned company, majority of the shareholder, 59%. And the journey started in 1956, and from there onward till 1981, Government of India has contributed 342 crores of equity infusion. In turn, ONGC has contributed to the country and government about 12.67 lakhs crores in different forms, like this investment of about 48,000 crores, 48,000 crores. Dividend payments, 1.23 lakhs crores. Contribution to the exchequer, that is state government and central government, to the tune of 7.30 crores. Central government 5.72 lakhs crores. And state government 2.12 lakhs crores. Subsidy to oil marketing company 3.10 lakhs crores. In last year, 23-24 alone, ONGC has contributed to the state and central government to the tune of 62,000 crores. I am happy to share with you that ONGC is today top among the CPSC in terms of market capitalization. Today, at the closing hours of share market, our market capitalization was 416.95 crores. That is the top. And if you compare last year, the same period, it was 220 lakhs crores. So over a period of time, in 1 year, we have added near about 200 lakhs crores to our market capitalization. Last year, we have given a profit after tax to the tune of 40,526. This is highest ever by ONGC, or to say highest by any CPSE. We have the Maharatna status, and about 25% of the total net worth comes from ONGC. This year, in the month of January, we started crude oil production from KG 98/2. The first oil was started flowing on 7th of January 24. And we have a status of leadership in CSR also. Last year we have spent about more than 600 crores, and average if you see, in last 5 years it is more than 540 crores. This is the highlight of ONGC. In the exploration we have 11 discoveries in last 11 years. In last year alone, we have done 11 discoveries. 2 is in Mahatri Basin, that is in deep water. 1 is Utkal, another is Konar. In addition to that, we have already started monetizing from 7 discoveries in last year. We have bagged near about 84% of the block which has been put by Government of India for auction under OALP regime, and that is near about 30,000 square kilometers. That is the very large share of exploration acreage that has come to ONGC. Not only this, we have achieved the highest drilling, that is near 544 wells drilled alone in last year, and out of that 103 is the exploratory well. And that shows our commitment for exploration. In addition to that, we have drilled 441 wells, that is development wells, to achieve and maintain our oil production target. Last year we have achieved 41.787 oil equivalent production. In addition to that, we are about 2.5 million tons of value-added products. Oil production, as I said, that we have already started, and the number of cargoes, more than 6 cargoes has been dispatched from KG-2 till date. Not only this, we have completed 3 major projects last year, which has the potential to increase the production by 9.41 million ton over a period of time. Now, not only 1 year, we will be giving it over 5 to 6 or 10 years period of time. And very important that ONGC has created a company to make our commitment for green. We are committed for green energy, so we have created ONGC Green Limited, the wholly own subsidiary for ONGC. This is physical performance. We have achieved 39.47 million ton of oil and oil equivalent standalone production. And if you go with along with JV and others, it is 41.79 million ton. We have drilled 44 wells. We have achieved total 2P reserves at 704 million ton oil and oil equivalent. This is a financial performance. This year we have crossed standalone revenue of 1.38 lakhs crores with profit of 40,526 crores. EPS, this is the highest EPS, 32.21 rupees, and highest ever dividend is 12.25 rupees. Capex utilization. This year we have achieved a capex utilization of 37,494 crores, about 20% more than the previous years. If you see, in the last 5 years, this is the highest one, and the lowest was on 21. financial year. Now I'll move to next part is in the consolidated performance of ONGC along with the group of companies. We have number of group of companies which covers from upstream to refinery, web system, LNG, power, renewables and service provider. Along with OBL and other company, we have produced 52 million ton of oil and oil equivalent. More than 10 million ton has come from OBL, 41 million ton has come from ONGC and JVs. Refineries in terms of throughput, we have produced along with our subsidiary company HPCL and MRPL 46 million ton of oil per annum. And petchem, where the contribution has come from OPAL, MRPL and HPCL is 3.8 million ton. LNG also, we are a partner in Petronet, where our share is 12.5%. That has contributed 22.5 million ton of LNG. Power, we have a joint venture in Tripura, where we produce 726 million megawatt of power, where we have 50% of shareholding. And if you see the renewables, MRPL, HPCL, ONGC, everybody has renewables in different forms like solar, wind, and that is equivalent to 410 megawatt. ONGC alone is having 193 megawatt of wind energy in the form of solar and wind. Other is service provider like Petronet MSP, OPAL, FEEZ, PBL, and total consolidated revenue, if you see of ONGC Group and Group Company is 6.43 lakhs crores. This is a glimpse of group of companies. 2P reserves 704 million ton. Out of that, JV share is 12.7. In addition to 704, JV share is 12.7. OVL is 426. If you see oil and oil equivalent production is 52. In 52 million ton, ONGC is 39. JV share is 2.34. OVL is 10.52. This is the consolidated performance vis-a-vis 23 and 24. Total income is 6.55 lakhs. This is inclusive of revenue through operation and other income. And PAT is 57,101 crores rupees. If you see that we have improved our debt equity from 0.43 to 0.33, and similarly debt to total capital ratio also has gone down from 29.86 to 24.70. So our financial performance is day by day is improving. As you can see, the debt also has gone down from 1.29 lakhs crores to 1.19 lakhs crores. Whereas the total equity has improved from 3.03 lakhs crores to 3.65 lakhs crores. This gives the financial soundness of the company in terms of consolidated financial performance. Similarly, the company has very robust consolidated total debt to equity ratio. It has come down from 0.49 to 0.23, near about 25% reduction in debt equity. If we talk about the standing of ONGC in financial market, this is the best rating any company can have in India. If you see the rating by the domestic agency like ICRA, Indian Rating and Care, everybody has given the topmost rating to ONGC, AAA. For short term also we have got the best rating, and for the international rating we got the equivalent to sovereign rating. Sovereign rating for India by Modi is EAA3, and similarly for SP Global and Pitch BBB-. So this is the best rating any company can have in India, and that ONGC is having this rating. As I explained in my previous presentation, we are committed to be integrated energy. And in that way, not only oil, we have moved towards chemical also, we have moved towards green energy. We are not only in E&P, we are in the sector of power through OTPC. We are in the green energy through OGL, that is ONGC Green Limited. So that is our commitment from. Then we have, I have shown in the previous slide how we improved our financial over a period of time. Exploration we have more committed. I will be showing in the subsequent slide how the seismic survey and exploration effort is going to make impact on ONGC performance, production and green energy. And this is the what commitment is that we will be achieving 5 lakhs square kilometer of survey. That is, you can see in 23, 24 the performance. And what is our commitment? That is accelerated exploration in terms of exploration commitment of ONGC. This is the production and which will ultimately come to profit to ONGC. In FY24, we are committed to produce 41.79 million ton of oil and oil equivalent. FY25, 42.44 million ton of oil and oil equivalent. In FY26, it is 44.51, and through various schemes which has in different stage of implementation from approval to execution. These are the major projects. These are the major projects which we have listed. We have a number of projects which are in different stage of implementation, which ultimately will bring the oil or oil equivalent to the city. This is our green energy commitment through OGL. Today we have 193 megawatt of green energy through solar and wind. By FY25, that is next year, we are committed to have 1 gigawatt of green energy with various means, and we are confident that we will be achieving this target. And by FY30, with investment of 1 lakh crores in capital investment, we plan to achieve 10 gigawatt of energy production through green means. A very important part of any company is human resource, which ultimately makes the company to work, perform, and make profit through various means. And if you can see, the company is moving towards more technical oriented company. Ratio of technical to non-technical, which was 3.53 in financial year 20, has improved to 3.99, that is about 4 in FY24. Company is also conscious about gender equality or gender promotion in ONGC. Now it is 10 to 7.9%, whereas it was 7.3% in 2020 financial year. When company is young, the more promise is there. It gives an impetus for change, for betterment through the younger age. You can see the company from 2020 financial year to financial year 24, it has reduced by almost 3 years. So that gives the company has more younger persons who are working. So it means company is getting more and more young in the terms of age. And of course, not only age, the thoughts also, which will ultimately transform into the production. This global reach, we have to interact with various agency, contractor, operator worldwide, which varies from E&P of, that is exploration and production, other than production, digitization. Now company has given more thrust to digitization also. As a responsible public sector company, we have more attention to CSR also. We give more importance to CSR activities. We are the first company to issue the separate CSR guidelines in 2009. At the same time, ONGC is proud to announce that we are the first company who has introduced the Integrity Pact long back in 2004. And that gives the commitment of ONGC towards the society through commitment for upliftment of downtrodden, through company governance. Today we are one of the most transparent company in public sector. We promote CSR activity, we promote sports also. That is visible from this slide. This year 24 Olympics, we have 4 sports person who was supported by ONGC. Then we have sponsored Mr. Virat Kohli also sometime. And we have Rashmi Kumari who won 6th Asian Carrom Board Championship in 2024. We have number of subsidiaries. Some are fully owned subsidiaries, some are with them 50% shares or less than 50% shares. One of our subsidiary is ONGC Village, which has the status of Maharatna. Sorry, I am still corrected. They have acquired the status of Navratna in 23. They are operating in 15 countries and they are having about 32 projects. Out of that, 14 projects are producing oil. And you can see from this map, the presence of OVL is in every continent except Australia. OVL is having major offices. You can see in USA also. All parts of world except Australia. I guess they will have shortly one office in Australia also. So we will cover entire globe. East to west, everywhere is OVL. That is our dream someday to come true also. But today we are operating in more than 15 countries, 14 producing countries, 14 producing assets, 11 are under exploration. And major projects are in Russia and South Sudan also we are producing. Colombia we got some of the major findings. This we can see in this slide. The CPOs, they have started producing from FY23 it was 19,000 barrel per day production. Now it has gone to 30,000 barrel per day. That is one of the biggest achievement of OVL. Similarly, MECL, that is MECL in CPO5 is in Colombia and they are producing better oils than expected. South Sudan we are producing through GPOC and SPOC. We have the joint venture with them. We have license extension in block 6.1 and 12.128 in Vietnam. And we have recently established OVL Overseas IFSC Limited, a subsidiary in Gift City, Gujarat. That is to centralize and manage our fund efficiently. OVL has produced last year more than 10.52 million ton of oil. Of course, turnover has gone to 9,533 crores and profit after tax is 639 crores. Another subsidiary, Hindustan Petroleum, where we have majority of the shares, more than 54% of share of ONGC. They have achieved highest ever refining output of 22.33 million ton of oil per annum. They have recorded highest market share of 46.82 million ton and they have achieved about 14,000 crores of profit. You can see in this 14,694 crores of profit. Another subsidiary of ONGC is Bangalore Refinery, which is in Bangalore. And though they have the installed capacity of 15 million ton, but they have produced more than the installed capacity of 16.59 million ton. They have achieved profit of more than 3,000 crores. So they are performing very well. Their debt equity ratio also has improved from 1.7 to 0.94. This is their financial performance. You can see the throughput is 16.59 million ton, and profit after tax is 3,596 crores. Bhopal is another subsidiary of ONGC, where now we have more than 96% of shareholding. And this company has performed well over a period of time. Now they are performing very well. Last year, in 24 financial year, they made a negative profit of 470. Similarly, OTPC in Tripura, where ONGC is having 50% shareholding. There we are performing very well, and we have a profit of 70 crores in that area. This is fully dependent on ONGC provided gas from the Tripura asset. Then we have another subsidiary of Petronet MHP, which is purely catering to Mangalore refinery by providing the supply line to hinterland of Karnataka. And this company has also prepared make profit of 96 crores, and they have given interim dividend of 1.635 rupees per share. Indradhanush gas grid is a initiative of Government of India, where ONGC is a subsidiary, as a part of ONGC subsidiary, and they are part of this big group. The 5 company has come together: ONGC, Indian Oil, Oil India, GAIL, and NRL. They formed a joint venture, 20% each. ONGC is also part of that to cater the northeast region. And this company has performed very well. They have achieved 80.40% the physical progress, and very soon they are likely to start the production and using the gas. With this, I end my presentation. Thank you very much for your time listening and hearing to all of you. Thank you very much.
The seabed temperature ranges somewhere around 3 to 4 degrees centigrade. However, currently the well is contributing around 1100 barrels of oil per day and roughly around 0.3 lakh gas. So this is the 5th well. With respect to the quarter production, yes, there was a little quarter we were little less this year with respect to the previous year. But point forward basis, so we expect that to be covered up because we expect to ramp up the production from 98/2 during this financial year itself. At least the oil, and with the oil, definitely some of the gas will also be there. So that's what we expect as of now.
The next question. Please pass on the mic behind.
Hi sir, Sukal from Indian Express. I just wanted to get a sense on if there's any update on Sakhalin 1. With OVL trying to reclaim the 20% stake that had gone after Russia nationalized the project. And a related question: what would be ONGC Videsh's dividends that are currently stuck in Russia, and is there any sort of movement in terms of settling those against any kind of cash calls or any kind of investments that is required, or how do we plan to sort of bring it back to India? Thank you.
Thank you, Sankal. On Sakhalin 1, we have the approval of the Russian government to be a 20% stakeholder in the project. The actual shares have not been transferred to us because we need to deposit the amendment fund, which has some issues related to the transfer of that fund, which is being sorted out. We expect that to be settled very shortly. We are ready with the funds. As soon as the directives are received, we should do that. And as far as dividends in Russia, all our other project, that is Bangkok, all dividends are being paid on time and we are receiving it in Russia. The funds are lying in Russia. There are two ways that we plan to deal with it. One is we use the those funds for projects in Russia. We have 3 projects in Russia, and other is if we could use some of these funds for our abandonment fund payment for Sakhalin 1. So as soon as the directives for Sakhalin 1 is received on which account and how to transfer the money, we will best use the dividends which are there in Bangkok to pay for the abandonment funds of Sakhalin 1.
So, you mentioned directives. Where are these directives going to come from?
The Russian government.
Oh, Russian. Thank you.
So, sir, essentially you're waiting for Russian approval to convert some of your pending dividend into the
mind for the
abandonment.
convenience of all of us to know. Mindfulness.
Hi. So, sir, essentially what you're saying is that you're waiting for an approval from their side to convert some of your pending dividend into the abandonment fund, if the money is lying there.
No. Dividend of Bangkok is independent. It is lying in my account. It's not much. By the system, it's not much. But what we are waiting is because the initial directive which allowed us the 20% stake in the project said that the abandonment fund had to be paid in US dollars. And as on date, US dollars payment to the Russian account is an issue, as you know, due to the banking channels restrictions. So what we have requested is, please change the directive to payment in rubles. Once that ruble payment directive is received, we will make the necessary payments to get the shares. And as the other part is the Bangkok dividend which is there in my account in Russia, in the OVL account, that we will try to utilize some part of it for the abandonment payments. That dividend is in rubles already. It's lying in Russia in rubles.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen, and thanks for the invite. I am from Offshore Support Journal of the UK. My question is to Mr. Singh and to Ms. Sushma Rawat. With the expansion we planned for the wells what you have done, tentatively how many numbers of offshore support vessels you plan to charter, and what will be the safety and the bollard pull which is being planned? One more question I have, the specification of cranes, if you have any, in fact.
Good evening. The clarity was you were asking about how many wells in the ONGC? Yeah. Support vessels. So support vessels was the logistics, yeah.
Depending on the number of rigs operating, and the requirement keeps changing accordingly, we change the number also, sometimes more, sometimes less. But the vessels are required of different capacity as well. 2-3 type of bollard pull we use. In addition to tugs, rather a definite bollard pull, there are certain vessels which are used for material transport, primary purpose of it. So the pull is not so important, but the space is important. What kind of a deck area? So different type of vessels are there. If you need more clarification, we can from this forum, we can talk about that.
Hello, Rituraj from. So, 2 questions. One, on Venezuela, you have sought approval from OFAC for lifting crude from there in lieu of the dividends. Is there any update on that? And also, by what progress and by when should we expect some progress on the Mozambique LNG project?
On Venezuela, we are in discussion with the government of Venezuela and the PDVSA to take charge of operations of our 2 projects there in the new model which we call the Chevron model, as Chevron has been doing. At the same time, we have been interacting with the Department Department of State's US OFAC, the Treasury Department, all of them. And they gave us some comfort that yes, you can do some operations subject to a few conditions. We have asked some clarifications and we have requested for a specific license to operate in Venezuela. That's in the final stages of consideration as to the best of our understanding. Exact which date what we'll receive the reply that I can't tell you because we don't know exactly when that will happen. But in the meantime, we are already in readiness to take over the charge of operations in the Venezuelan project as soon as we receive that. And in one project, we have Repsol as our partner. So we are working with Repsol in that. In another project, we are there with the NOC directly. So in both the projects, we are in readiness with the model contracts which give us authority on the operations and control on finances. So once that happens, and both these projects, I'd like to assure you that have huge potential subsurface and it can quickly be ramped up to substantial production. Today, both the projects together give us about 12 to 15,000 barrels per day, but it could go up to 40 to 50,000 barrels once the groundwork for drilling a few wells, workover facilities need to be maintained once we come in as on control of operations in that place. And on Mozambique, there were force majeure in April 21 due to security situation. The security situation has substantially improved. There is a lot of work happening in the ground as we speak at the Fongi LNG park. There are about 2,000 people working there. The temporary beach landing facility is started working. One berth has started working. People are living there. There was a team from the 7 JV members which actually went and stayed there one night and looked for themselves. The official lifting of force majeure is expected anytime in the last quarter of this calendar year. Once some more clarity is received on the project finance from the different Exim banks and on some more assurances and discussions that are ongoing between the JV partners and government of Mozambique.
Thank you. Our next question will be from online.
Can I have this question?
We'll take your
It's a
question.
supplementary question on Venezuela.
Okay.
Mr. Gupta, this is Rishi Gala from the Hindu Business Line. The question is on Venezuela. Considering that the United States government is in the midst of an election and if there's a change in leadership that will have implications for oil and gas industry, has the company factored in the change in leadership or expected change in leadership and its implication on the talks you are having with Venezuela for the oil exploration and production?
We don't comment on what will be the political process of another country. What I have confirmed is yes, we have applied through a process of the Department of State of US and the OFAC also. So that application is in process. What will be the policy of that country and how they treat our application, I would not like to comment.
So the next question we'll take online. Please put the online question.
Risk appetite, size being limited, definitely we would like to explore that. But how much weight and synergy, because we do not like to, there has to be synergy with, our kind of drilling and all that. So let's see how it goes. And can you hear now?
Yes, yes.
So 10 gigawatt you can calculate for yourself and how much money that 10 gigawatt will require. And balance, we have some part good part for PSP, but we are looking for opportunity and space to enter. As you know, wind, India is not very strong in wind as compared to solar. So some part in wind, because so that the round the clock issue is addressed to some extent. And then last, some part we have kept from 2028 to 30 for a small or whatever size 1 million ton green hydrogen plant. If green hydrogen becomes, marketable and also valuable. So today, as of now, as you know, solar is very attractive in India today. Particularly more attractive for ONGC because if we can use that solar power to replace some of our gas consumption, for ONGC the return is very, very good. Because basically we are 2 rupee power, replacing 10 rupee, per kilowatt hour power of gas-based power that we consume for ourselves. Answer your paths. One is organic path and second is inorganic path. There is already a tender out for 1000 megawatt organic path. But that path is for ONGC's own internal consumption. Because that power generated by ONGC shall be supplied to ONGC plants. Now, inorganic way, if even 5 gigawatt comes this year, ONGC will pick it up, provided it comes at our terms. So, or inorganic, there is no limitation, provided it serves the strategic interest of the country and ONGC. So, this is two part. And if all goes well, I think 1 gigawatt should not be a problem, at least from but you are right. 1 gigawatt, if it comes to us this year, it will be inorganic way. Organic will take at least 2 years to do. And but somehow, what you rightly said, 1 gigawatt, there is no issue now. I am told today that tender is moving very well. It could be 2 locations, 3 locations. It could be solar in one place, wind in another place. So hopefully, even if it succeeds, very fast move, but still take not before 26 March. But this year, our intention to have more than 1 gigawatt, I will not say 1 gigawatt, more than 1 gigawatt through inorganic route.
Thank you, sir. And to keep our online participants also engaged, we have taken another question from online. Kunali, please step in.
No, I'm saying that's a rumor or whatever, the conjecture which we are all making.
Because people are, in India so far, only multinationals, only 10 international oil majors can qualify in this tender. 75 billion is the criteria of turnover. Because they are the ones who know how to produce more. There is no second opinion about it. If you want to gather some data, please gather some data over world over. These only oil majors are able to recover more than figures of 50. Oil majors, how they recover and all that. So far we have not been successful in reaching 50. So we are much below that. So BP could be BP, Total, Equinor, Exxon, Chevron, anybody can qualify. Shell, then Rosneft, anybody can qualify. So now there is no bar saying that it has to be BP or it has to be Equinor or it has to be somebody. Anybody having 75 billion turnover oil and gas is eligible for this tender as technical service provider.
Now my question is that for last several years, Government of India has auctioned NELP blocks which were given both to private sector as well as public sector companies like ONGC, everybody. We hardly find much progress in that. What is your, like many of the private players I know for CARE, they have 20 blocks, they have not even started any work, forget about any production. And many of the private players were active in Indian soap. They are not, appearing to be very really interested to make huge investment. And not only ONGC, the blocks went to Oil India, ONGC, even various other public sector companies. So how do you foresee oil production in this country? Do we actually change the path completely, look for all the BPs or Chevrons of the world? Or do you think that still India has the hope to build a world-class company like them, like one ONGC? No, I mean, ONGC also has got huge number of blocks which you got from
I'll
AVP.
answer to you. So far, ONGC's production increase will add to country production increase that way. But most of the question what you asked is belongs to the country and government. Okay, that you would also appreciate. That what framework we should have, what policy should have, what we should do. So naturally, you may be aware that in last Parliament session, government introduced a bill on the oil field regulation, amendment of oil field regulation 1948 Act. I am giving you a general information. Please discount it as ONGC chairman, because ONGC chairman I am not supposed to answer the legislative part. But many feel that that amendment, if it comes, then probably many would be interested in coming to India. So beyond that I can't comment, because so far ONGC's own production increase is concerned. Since you asked a related question, 4 things we are doing. I think we are doing right. First thing, we are monetizing all our assets fastest possible. And just recently we ordered 5 MMSCM per day gas field production from on LNT for DUD, Daman upside, and then DSF 3, that is also Mumbai offshore, that is also 4 MMSCM per day. So 9. We are hopeful of another 10 that we can possibly order. So this will increase gas oil production to whatever ONGC can do, because one of the things that current time is telling us to focus on asset monetization. Fortunately, our exploratory resources which are lying there, which we didn't develop, in the hope that someday we'll develop it. Now time has come to develop it, those big ones at least. That is the first part. Second part, which is also very important for us, is to internally to digitalize everything. And digitalize, not digitize. Digitalize everything so that we can bring host of AI and Gen AI issues in our production processes. You must have read articles that many oil majors today are reaping big production gains on account of these technology interventions or understanding data a little better and then making interventions. So this is second space that we feel is a very, very appropriate. Third space in ONGC we feel is that we owe it to country to explore our basics. Because ONGC's money is country's money. And ONGC appears to be well, comfortably placed at least for next few years on financials. So we should explore wherever we can to find oil and gas in our country. So that part is also, you would notice that it is more aggressive now than past. Fourth part I told you is basically renewables, so that we prepare. So I gave you a roadmap for next 5-7 years, then 7 to 15 years, and then 15 years to 30 years. So with this, we can strategize and balance. But we feel very strongly, now it is a belief, feel and belief has no rational. So without rational, that we have a lot of gas in our country, particularly in offshore, which remains yet to be tapped. So at least one big gas oil discovery, if we get like Bombay High, is God's bountiful spray on us. Otherwise, gas we can always explore and find and produce for our country. So these 4 things I wanted to give you. But your main question that why others are not coming, that possibly you will have to ask, our masters and government particularly, that why it doesn't come. But definitely one thing good is, if you can read the amendment post, It is very, very, very revolutionary. It is basically giving assurance on many fronts, a legal assurance by sovereign, which I think is a very bold step for inviting people to come and explore in our country. Because production is only with ONGC oil, but if it is production enhancement, we need some collaboration. But exploration, definitely, we are exploring our best possible. But we need some help to de-risk some of the part with the oil majors of the world.
Thank you, sir. And
Just to add to what Chairman sir said, we in international business we are seeing every day, Mr. Ganguly, that it's not only about creating capability. ONGC is capable in every area of E&P, onshore, offshore, deep water, shallow water, heavy oil, light oil, EOR, IOR. Today's world is of collaboration. If somebody or two people can come together and be more than 1 + 1 = 11, that's what is required. Everybody across the world is doing that. Collaborate, cooperate, bring the best practices, and see what can be done together.
So, I don't know it is appropriate to say or not, but still I'll say. When you are in a growth phase, infinite growth phase, competition makes sense. If you are in a stagnant or decline phase, it makes collaboration more sense. This is that age-old wisdom from Hun San time. So, this is collaboration now, oil and gas, if you see, everybody is collaborating very intensely. If I make 30, you make 70, I don't know. In competition, it is win or lose. In collaboration, it is win and win. Only the quantity may vary. So one of our attempts is that to collaborate, and even if we make little less, as long as we make and give product for company, we should collaborate.
thank you, sir, for your wisdom.